I am stoked. I hope you guys are stoked too. We should all be stoked right now. I want to bring you guys into a show where I speak into a microphone and I talk about something that we are all passionate for, or just something we have a close interest in. But still, welcome, guys. This won't be a preview show back on the regular episode schedule. This is now episode 32. And so this is the Minot Sports Podcast, a production of KMSU TV and Radio, sponsored by Joshua Strong Photography and the MSU Red and Green. We should all be stoked for West Region basketball tourney action. As you guys have seen on the Instagram story, or possibly on the Twitter, or both, if you're very active on both platforms, you'll notice that I went to Bismarck last night to take in the first round between the Legacy Sabres and Minot Magicians. And despite that Minot was 3 seeds higher than Legacy, the season series was still tied at 1. So this could have been anybody's game. But thankfully, the good guys won it. Last night, it was a final score of 75-65. And I warned in the preview show that Minot cannot play a close game with Legacy. Yeah, it was 10 points, but I think the big thing I noticed last night was that if I had a few words to describe it, I would say clutch contributors, because as Legacy kept pushing and pushing to shorten Minot's lead, either Minot just came back and put in a basket here and there. That was mostly the case. So Minot, good on them, keeping on scoring points to prevent Legacy from coming back. And a strong, tightened-up defense at the end there secured the victory for Minot. There were some key rebounds made in the last bit of it, and some very, very key shots made late. The playoffs are where heroes are born. So yeah, you're going to get contributions from your starters and your main guys, but the bench players can provide a big impact too, and I saw that a lot from Minot last night. So yeah, it may have been fairly close in the score, but exactly what I said earlier, good on Minot to get the all-important first win. Tonight they face the Bismarck High Demons, the 2nd seed in the West Region tournament, while Minot is 3. So Bismarck, one of the few teams that finished higher than Minot, the other being Jamestown. And so this is going to be a good one, because Minot has been able to stay afloat and compete with Bismarck High. If you look at the season series, there was one instance in there, specifically at home. It was a close one. Second one where Bismarck scored just a few more points. But the big thing here is that Minot was able to keep it close with Bismarck High. So the big thing here is slowing down that Bismarck High offense just enough. Or if you want to go back to the home game, Minot was able to keep pace with Bismarck. It was pretty even for the most part. So I think if Minot can withstand that offensive force of Bismarck, keep that same level of defense that they played against Legacy, we might have ourselves an interesting game here. And Minot could very well have a chance to win against this good Bismarck team. I'll say it again, the West Region basketball tournament is unpredictable. You almost had Williston, the 8th seed, upset Jamestown, the 1st seed. The Blue Jays barely getting that one by a score of 69-65. We'll watch closely how this one turns out. As for the girls, the Majettes, they lost yesterday As you guys can see, I was able to make it to the first half of that one in Exhibit Hall. They faced with the girls from Bismarck High. And I said for the Majets that if they can keep Bismarck in check, they would have a chance. They kept it close. They kind of had to fight back to get some points in on the board. It was a dominant first half for the Bismarck Demons. With the jitters and nervousness, maybe suspect for the Majets. Bismarck played them significantly in that first half, and Minot had to fight back to get close. And Minot, with that fight, they almost had it, but wasn't enough, so they have to now face the 10th seed Dickinson Midgets. 10th seed because they won their respective play-in game. And this is a loser-out game, so it's a must-win for the Majets if they want to stay alive in the West Region Tournament. As you can hear in the live radio studio, we got Michael. He's about to go live with a friend of his. Looks like they're doing a live interview, so hopefully that goes well. If you guys want to check out the live radio, the live KMSU radio, just hit up kmsuradio.com. There you can hear live music being played, and if the DJ is live as well, you'll be able to hear him or her. Other than that, the Majets will need to put in all their effort on this game if they are to have any success. And I think with Dickinson, this is one where Minot can be competitive, where Minot has a chance to win. It's a 6 versus the 10 seed, so Minot already being deemed as the favorites. But again, that's only if they put in the work and effort. So Majets versus Dickinson, 6:15, held in Exhibit Hall at the Bismarck Event Center. 6:15, 7:15 back-to-back. Hope to see you Minot High fans traveling to Bismarck and making the trip to support the teams. It is Friday, so moving on from West Region Tourney basketball. Usually on Fridays, there are select hockey games that are played, most notably for your Toros and Beavers men's, sometimes the women's team too, but they tend to play certain weekends on Saturdays and Sundays. We'll start out with the Toros. They are in St. Cloud, Minnesota tonight to take on the last place Blizzard, last place being in the Central Division. There are times where St. Cloud has just been able to give teams in the division some fits, like that pesky, not trying to describe them that way, but kind of that pesky team that just, they'll give you trouble if all the pieces are put into place. But the Toros rather have had some great success against this team. Past few occasions, scoring only 11 goals. Again, let me mention, in 2 games, they scored 22 goals combined, so 11 goals one game, 11 goals the next game. 11 goals is, in fact, the franchise record for the most goals scored for the Toros in a single game. So if the Toros have their way tonight, you might see a lot of goals happening. It is getting closer and closer to the playoffs. Already less than a month until the Toros will have their last home regular season games before playoffs. And they're sitting 4th in the division, which I believe would be the last team to clinch a playoff spot in the Central Division. They don't want to get into a dogfight with the team in 5th place. But Austin, I believe, who's in 3rd right now, them and Minot are close, tight in the race. So for Minot, if they want to finish strong and get a good position, which Bismarck is kind of starting to pull away, Aberdeen's already clinched, so they're way ahead of the pack. So if Minot wants to get good positioning, they're going to have to finish strong and have a strong run in the rest of the month for the rest of the regular season. So Toros at the St. Cloud Blizzard in Minnesota. Puck drop at 7:10 and a puck drop at 7:30 here in town at the Mesa. Your Minot State University Beavers men's squad playing in their final home and regular season game tonight versus in-state rival University of Jamestown, who have given Minot State troubles as of late. You guys remember when I interviewed Blake Friars just a couple days back? Seems like Jamestown has just been edging out Minot in recent matchups. And that is who Minot is going to face in the first round of the Nationals tournament. Seems like Jamestown has had Minot's number, but if Minot, to have any success against Jamestown, find ways that you were able to win games against this team, you know, what worked versus Jamestown and what didn't. Easier said than done, but it's a tough challenge that Minot will have to overcome if they are to have any success, not only tonight, but in the Nationals tournament as well. Exploit Jamestown's weaknesses. Again, that's easier said than done. But really, for a team that has had Minot's number, the chance you got at winning is exactly those two reasons. How were you able to beat them before, and what are some of their weaknesses that you could possibly exploit? What are some ways you can up the momentum or elevate your game against this team? We will see what gives tonight. And, you know, Minot may have an extra pep in their step. You never know. It's the last game of the season, regular season, so the boys may have some emotions or feelings to go with it. Again, we will pay close attention. We will see how they do tonight. Minot High boys swimming is over in West Fargo for the state tournament. Minot High boys going for a third straight state title. They have dominated and just owned not just the West, but the state for the past couple years. They're back in competition again. And so we want to wish them a good luck in their quest for another state title. We will see if they can do so. We are now starting to receive some new Sabre Dogs news as they have just started recruiting for the upcoming summer season. They've gotten 2 players from the same school, Nichols State, an infielder and a right-handed pitcher or outfielder. So he plays 2 positions. Mason Turner is that one that plays 2 positions. And then the infielder, I just asked for verification on how to pronounce his name, but I'm going to attempt Ivan Pragin. He is the infielder coming from Nichols State. So the Sabre Dogs just getting warmed up in their latest acquisitions. And I'll tell you this now, I'm excited for baseball season coming up this summer. Hope you guys are too. Also let you guys know that the Minot Sports Podcast is a production of KMSU TV and Radio, sponsored by Joshua Strong Photography and the MSU Red and Green. So that is all I have for you guys on this beautiful Friday in Minot. Thank you guys for listening as always, and take care as well.